All right, we're live. Yeah, first of all, hope you like the haircut. I mean, I got this just a few days ago. Um, but secondly, yes, I am kind of doing this with the live camera. I mean, so that way it's full screen. It's not cropped, kind of like how the old dinosaur TVs were just the box. Now it's a box, but more like a rectangle. So yeah, first of all, hello. I do apologize for the absence. I might mention that in a future video. But I I've just been really busy with just stuff personally. I mean, especially spending time with Amy, and eventually gonna have to replace the sheets and take care of the rest of the laundry and remake the bed. Um, I still need to do that, and I need to re-clean up this desk. I mean, it's still some minor adjustments. I mean, it's not a lot, but yeah. So I'm hoping to make more videos. I mean, I've already made 3 of them. 4 technically. It's going to be 5 here in a little bit because I still need to render some other video footage from another video that I recorded maybe a few weeks ago. And edit another. I've already edited another NR mock, Winston Cup mock, which I'm probably gonna put up maybe on Wednesday at noon. I'd probably say Wednesday at noon. I don't know exactly what the official plan is gonna be, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm even hoping I'm recording the Pit Stop Show maybe tomorrow at 5:30. Okay, so let's get down to the main basis of this episode. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has kind of been the talk of the town thus far. I mean, especially with her controversial win over Bianca Belair to win the SmackDown Women's Championship within I think it was like 10 seconds of the match, and Becky gave her promo of working hard to try to get back to where she was and become more stronger and powerful than she's ever been, which is great. But from what I hear, they're positioning her as a heel. And I think what she also did to Bianca, I think might just confirm it, because she turned down a rematch from Bianca Belair, and ultimately that led to a match, I think, which was a fatal. I think it was a fatal 4-way between Bianca, Liv Morgan, can't remember who else. Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan. I think Carmella was in that conversation. Oh, excuse me. And I can't remember who was the other one, but it was somebody. But Bianca won, and she now has won the right to face Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship to gain it back. So, which definitely should be very interesting. So now this leads to the I think that I think I want to start here. I don't know if this has been going for a while, but I want to start it. Not Bianca Belair, but Becky Lynch. Is she good as a babyface, or is she good? Well, not babyface or heel, but is she good as a heel? I mean, and is that something that I think WWE should look out for? Well, actually, no. The question is literally in the title. Does it make sense to make her as a heel or not? Okay, so you got to look at some key components here. I mean, when she was being pushed as a babyface, they booed the ever living crap out of her. But then once she turned and attacked Charlotte and became the man, that's when people when people really got behind her and people really were liking the character and they were cheering for her. And then eventually people they just got enough of Becky, and they were not only cheering for her, but they were also kind of, the fans were just wanting her to kind of like go away, or you see a little bit less of Becky. And that's exactly what happened. And now she's back, and she won back the SmackDown Women's Championship within the span of 10 seconds. And I mean, fans, still cheer it. I mean, even in her promo last Friday, fans were cheering for her, even when she said that she is not sorry for anything. They still cheered over that. To me, if she's being positioned as a heel, fine. But to really solidify her, from what I hear, she's going to be the top heel of the women's division. If you're going to make her the top heel of the women's division, you got to do something to really piss off the crowd. You have to do something. Becky has to do something to piss off the crowd. She has to do something that will just literally have wherever arena that they're going to be going to next. She's got to do something that will set the crowd off, booing her, not out of the building, but more so just boo her to the point where they lose their voices. Boo her to where they actually do like the heel character that is Becky Lynch. Because, Roman, as much as he got booed as a babyface and then got cheered again as a babyface, and now as a tribal chief, they're booing him for all the right reasons. For number one, he's a heel. Number two, that's it. He's a heel. He's a heel, and he's doing all the right things. Heel, and people are booing him for all the right reasons as a heel. So Roman pretty much is killing it. As far as Becky, I still feel like even if she's been like almost a year and a half removed from the ring, even if she's been a year and a half removed from the microphone, she can still go on the mic and even in the ring. The problem is if she's being positioned as a heel, and if she does absolutely nothing to generate any sort of heel energy at all, that's just going to turn the crowd like against her, then they're going to keep cheering her every single time, no matter what. It's kind of like Stone Cold Steve Austin, who really did not give a absolute care about anything or anyone. They still cheered him. They still cheered him, and then they turned him heel. An actual heel a heel. Actually, let me say this: a heel that actually acted like a heel. And people booed him. And it was and it was perfect. It was actually the way that it was supposed to be. And then he was still acting like a heel, but towards heels, and that's why he was being pushed as a babyface. But she's being a heel to a babyface, which is what she needed to do. However, the crowd, I bet when she turned down the rematch, they were cheering for that. I may have to go back and watch the full clip of like that vignette with Becky and Bianca and everybody else that joined the ring. So, but still, what I think Becky needs to do on this Friday's edition to SmackDown is do something that is going to piss the crowd off and turn them against her, and just have her get booed. And just really, 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 she really needs to lay in on the crowd. She really needs to just turn against them and just say a lot of things that Becky normally would not say that is very supportive to the audience. She needs to do that. She needs to be, if they're going to push her as a top heel, that's what she needs to do. instead of just saying like what she need, like all like she's been through hell and back with her comeback story of being almost a year and a half removed from the ring. I mean, in real life, I mean, it's really amazing, and I find it absolutely wholesome that she is a mother now. She is in so much better shape than what she was in initially before she left. When she announced her pregnancy. Um, and I feel like, I mean, and I feel like she's, let's say she's a faster, stronger, healthier, uh, Becky Lynch than what the old 2019, 2020 Becky Lynch was when she left. I'm not trying to say that Becky was unhealthy. I'm saying that, you know, it's sometimes, I mean, just to me, whenever there's a wrestler, whenever there are people that are gone for such a long period of time and they come back with much better and more improved physiques, I feel like they get pushed as heels, monster heels that just do big things. Roman Reigns, I feel like, is a pretty good example of that. Let's see. I mean, hopefully soon. I mean, with Becky Lynch, I mean, they're gonna push her as a heel, so you might as well. Let's see. Who else could I throw on this list? You could also say, man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, Test. You could throw Test in there. When he came back for another run in the early 2000s, he was in a lot better shape than what he was in back in the late 90s. So, or in the early 2000s as well, like 2000, 2001 ish. I'd say when he came back in 2002, that's when he was in better shape. But no, anyways, that's all that I've got to say. To me, I mean, Becky is a heel, great. But in my opinion, she needs to do something that just makes sense as a heel. Get the crowd against her. Do heel things that will obviously piss the crowd off. Like, for example, like what she did when she turned down Bianca's rematch. I feel like that was the first step. Now I think she just needs to turn against the crowd. She needs to attack other baby faces and really lay on them. That's all she really needs to do, because no matter what, I mean, this is also going to be the hardest part for Becky, is obviously getting the crowd to boo her, because I know I said it, I was talking about that earlier, but that's going to be the hardest part, is just to get the crowd to turn against her and have them boo her, because no matter what, I mean, even when Becky was kind of like this stone cold kind of female character, and I think she was supposed to be positioned as a heel. Yeah, she was like getting cheered. She was getting absolutely cheered. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but just to me, if you're portraying a heel character, that's not what you're supposed to get. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But come Friday, as far as Becky Lynch is concerned, we'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, as far as what's happened with her over the span of the last 2 weeks now, I mean, it does make a little bit of sense. But I think what needs to make more sense, make this revamped title run for Becky Lynch, what needs to make more sense about it is if she can get the crowd against her. If she could do that, and also like attack other women wrestlers, other female wrestlers, especially the babyface ones, and also just do things kind of like what Bayley did. And just really, I wouldn't say be like a chicken heel, but more so be like the heel that is willing to back themselves up. Then I feel like she'll get somewhere. But all right, that's gonna do it for episode 22 of 11. Not 11 o'clock. We're not there yet. Grand Slam. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. And if you haven't considered subscribing yet, I recommend you do so. And to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future, that about does it for me. I'll see you in the next one.